Sports Center, brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. The countdown continues for the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears squaring off in the wild card round of the NFL playoffs Saturday night at what could be a potentially snowy Soldier Field, according to the most recent forecasts. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock, streaming exclusively on Amazon Prime outside of the local TV markets in Milwaukee, Green Bay, and Chicago. The Packers remain listed as 1.5-point road favorites. Plenty to get you set for the game, continuing from now until kickoff Saturday night here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, including Wilde and Tausch until noon this morning. Tom Waddle of ESPN Chicago scheduled to appear coming up at 10:30. Basketball. Winner, Marquette last night, 66-65 at Fiserv Forum over Xavier. Falling last night on the road out west, the Milwaukee Bucks, 120-113 at the hands of the Golden State Warriors. Bucks next in action tomorrow night, visiting the Lakers.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
It is the Thursday edition, although it feels like Friday edition. The Packers-Bears in Chicago win or go home in the 213th meeting between these historic franchises. Third meeting in the postseason and third meeting of this season. And again, it's about what you do on the grass. But I got to say, if I were a Packers fan, I would really like the vibe edition of my football team. What's realistic to expect from Jordan Love, given his playoff history? That was a conversation we had with him yesterday edition. The Josh Jacobs is healthy, and I don't think that's been the case for nearly 2 months edition. And I am going to miss Jeff Hafley if he gets a head coaching job. Yesterday was really fun, and I can see why his guys buy in. I wonder if Tausch agrees. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And, of course, everything you need on the amazing, customizable, free ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and from his undisclosed location, he is the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. I found that interesting right there because I did my hit. I'm sure you did your hit with Waddle and Sylvia already this week.
You know I haven't, and you know you're zinging me there. You know what you're doing. Don't do that.
You did one. I did one. I thought.
What are you, Ben Johnson? You're poking. You're poking. That's cool.
No, I'm not even poking. Their confidence level is very high in Chicago.
Mike McCarthy used to call that fake confidence.
Maybe. I hope
Could
you're
be.
right. But you just said something that I thought was really interesting. You think the vibe for a team that's lost 4 in a row, and its quarterback hasn't played in 2.5 games, 3 weeks, really.
Yep.
And you're telling me that the vibe is great. Why?
I think there's a couple of things, and we'll get to Jeff Hafley and what he had to say at the end of his. He banged the podium and walked off, which was kind of fun. I think there's, like, in talking with Josh Jacobs, in talking with Xavier McKinney, in talking with Jordan Love, I think there's very much and I would turn this around on you when I get done speaking, because I think you, with your 11 years of experience and all the big games you played in, you can tell when a team is nervous or skittish and when they're legitimately, we believe, mode. And the way they're carrying themselves, some of the things that they're saying. Jordan Love was all business yesterday, and I think he is locked in. You know, that's what the kids love, that phrase, locked in. I think he is locked in. I think Josh Jacobs is really excited to be finally healthy. And I think he's eager, because he's barely gotten I think he had 4 carries against Baltimore. So he has not gotten to atone for his fumble against the Bears at the goal line. And he said it again yesterday, I don't fumble, we win that game. And he's right. They're in firm control then. The comeback is even larger that the Bears have to author, and I don't think they can do it. Xavier McKinney, which I mentioned earlier in the week, him not wanting to say too much about how he feels about his defense. I think they're really pissed off that they played the way they did against Derrick Henry and the Ravens, and they obviously didn't play all those frontline guys against the Vikings, so they feel like they have something to prove. I think they feel, without saying so, that they are the better team, and they didn't play like it the last time these two teams got together. And so now again, that's all well and good. It don't matter if you don't play to the level that you believe you will. If you go out there and you stink up Soldier Field and the alien spaceship that they put inside the old colonnades, then it doesn't matter. But the vibe I get from them is, we're not blanking around anymore. We blanked around in that game. We had them. We didn't finish. That was embarrassing. We're better than that. We're better than them, and we're going to go out and show it on Saturday night. Again, that is purely conjecture. I have nothing other than the feeling I get from being around them. But that's the vibe I get.
Did you have that same vibe last year?
No. Nope. Not anything close to that. You know why?
Oh, not even close.
Because they didn't beat anybody last year. Like, they were 0-6. 0-5 going into that game.
Who did we beat this year?
I was just going to ask that.
How many playoff teams have we beat this year?
The Bears.
The Bears. Who else have we beat? Am I forgetting somebody?
All right, first of all, I understand the Lions are not a playoff team. One of the reasons why the Lions aren't a playoff team is because the Packers beat them twice. They slayed the 2-time division champs. You're going to tell me that those games don't mean anything?
I don't disagree,
they didn't
Jason.
make the
I don't
playoffs?
disagree, but we had this conversation last year. They beat all the teams they were supposed to, and they didn't beat any playoff teams. And then when they got in the playoffs, they didn't beat them. So it's not outrageous for us to ask that question, because I wouldn't have asked, because to me this game feels like, Green Bay, if you're in that locker room, from my perspective, we beat the Bears and we should have beat the Bears. We know we're better than them. We have to go out and prove it. But if I'm on a 4-game losing streak Yeah, I'm doing everything in my power to talk myself into believing.
Yeah, I don't.
And
think
I know
they are.
the last game, and that's why I found what you said interesting.
I appreciate your feedback. If you look at the Packers' schedule,
doesn't sound like you do.
I don't.
Beat the Steelers. Bears and the Steelers.
Yes, they beat the Steelers.
Yeah, okay.
But here's the problem with that. The way it turned out, they don't have that many playoff teams on their schedule from this year. It's crazy.
Well, I was told it was a gauntlet of a schedule. And you know what?
Again,
the NFC North was tough. Don't get me wrong. The NFC North was tough. The NFC West, much more difficult division this year.
Detroit, Washington, Cleveland, Dallas, Cincinnati, Arizona. None of those teams are in the playoffs. Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
A missed 40-yard field goal away from not being a playoff.
Barely.
Okay.
Carolina backing in. Beep,
Oh, wait,
beep.
we lost to them.
And they lost to them. The Eagles.
L.
So now
Lost to them.
we got 3 playoff teams, right? So far out of 17 games, we're going
1 and 2.
All right. The Giants, no. The Vikings, no. The Lions, no. The Bears, they won that one.
W.
2 and 2.
The Broncos, they lost that one.
2 and 3.
The Bears, they lost that one.
2 and 4. Okay.
And then Baltimore and Minnesota again.
Yeah.
So they only played
here's
6
the deal.
games against playoff teams, and 2 of them were against the same team.
2 wins against playoff
Jason,
teams
here's the
in
deal.
34 games, if you think about it.
Here's the deal. Last year, it was a pretty easy storyline. We were average.
Yeah.
We beat teams we should, and we couldn't get by any of the good teams. This year, we don't even really play any teams. Now, again, I'm not disagreeing with you on the Lions. The Lions blanked the bed. The Lions should have been a playoff team. They didn't. We obviously beat them twice. However that all shakes itself out, I am glad that we're playing the Bears rather than the Lions. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. But in the grand scheme of things, this season, regular season, it's not that much different than last regular season. It's just not. Like, you can sit here and say it is, but it's not. You're a 7th seed. You didn't win the division, and you don't have any monster signature victories against some big boy team. We just don't. Now, the playoffs can change all that, but I'm looking at it from how do I compare it last year to this year? Because Micah Parsons obviously is a huge addition, and he was awesome, but he's not playing. Tucker Kraft is not playing. Mm-hmm. So while I agree that they should be confident going into Chicago on Saturday because of how they played against them, I don't know if it's that much different than what last year's team was.
Yeah, the vibe is definitely different. I think
good.
The quality.
I don't hear sloppy. Do you remember last year? All we heard was sloppy, sloppy, sloppy after that Bears game, and we're not hearing that, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm sure Cap would say I'm being soft or making excuses, but going into Denver, they had won 4 in a row. They're leading 23-14. I don't know if you remember that game, but they were in control of the game. The deep ball to Watson that gets intercepted and he ends up leaving in an ambulance. Thankfully, he's okay. And then losing their superstar edge rusher and Zach Tom, by the way, in that game.
I think Evan Williams, too.
Yes, Evan Williams as well. So you're talking about basically a spiraling from about to win their 5th in a row and beat a team that had won 10 in a row at that time, to then to use a word from the fugitive that I know you enjoy, their 4-game losing streak is kind of hinky. Like, the one game where they absolutely positively lost was their horrendous, despicable defensive performance against Baltimore. Mm-hmm. Like, they could have, if they were going to cut Clayton Tune anyway, they could have just forfeited last Sunday, and then we wouldn't have gotten to go to the Mall of America. But, I understand what you're saying, and I think it's obviously a very valid point, But I'm just telling you. And
You're not buying it.
Well, my question for you is, and by the way, unexpectedly last night, lo and behold, a phone call from one Michael J. McCarthy, who thought...
Is he asking you which job you should take?
Titans
Is that
jobs.
right? Where are you leading him?
So he missed a call from someone other than me named Jason. And in typical Mike McCarthy fashion, he calls me, and I say hello, and he says, "What the hell are you calling me for? There's a lot going on right now." I'm like, what?
Hope there aren't any GMs named Jason out there with open coaching jobs.
I'm like, I didn't call you. Really? Yeah. And we had a great conversation, and it gave me the opportunity to ask him about that 2011 resting versus rusting situation.
Yeah,
we'll
what
get
did
to
he
that a
say?
little bit later. I'll tell you later.
Very
Tease
frustrating.
that. But my question for you as the NFL 11-year veteran on the panel.
Well, did you glean any fun information from Mike besides the 2011?
We had
Like,
a
where's he
great
gonna take it?
conversation.
What the heck? You're
We had
burying me.
such
What's
a
he
great
gonna take?
Well, it was off the record.
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
An
OTR.
It was one of those great conversations. I don't know if you've had these where you get home and you're in your driveway, but you're connected to your Apple CarPlay or your Bluetooth or whatever in your car. And you just sit in your car in the garage with the engine off and finish the conversation. It was great to talk to him. I mean, you guys, when he deserved criticism, I feel like I gave it to him, but I love the guy. Like, he's just one of the all-time greatest human beings ever. But anyway, you were the guy who played 11 years.
He wants
in the
that
NFL.
Giants job, doesn't he? He wants the Giants job, doesn't he?
Titans sounds
I think you should
interesting.
take the Tennessee job.
Browns. They were saying Browns would be
Nah.
a good fit.
Nah, too messy. Giants or Tennessee for Big Mike?
Arizona's nice.
He had an opportunity last time. He pulled out of that one. I don't know about Arizona, although that's where snowbirds go.
Baltimore.
I kind of hope he does. Arizona, boy, that NFC West is a battle. You're not going to want Kyler. I don't know about that one. Tennessee or Giants?
Black is a slimming color if he wears black at the Baltimore job. Huh?
Are you guys done yet? I'd like to finish this.
They're going to replace John Harbaugh. Might as well be with a Super Bowl champ, huh?
All right, we'll get back to Mike McCarthy and a point that we should have both made yesterday when we were talking about that 2011 loss to the Giants. Definitely interviewing with the Giants and the Titans, though. Having played 11 years in the NFL and having had Mike McCarthy as your coach, who would talk about real confidence and we're nobody's underdog and all that good stuff. Did you have games where you faked confidence and you knew you were in trouble? And did you have games where you could feel the vibe that I'm talking about? Because, again, I'm just a reporter who's around these guys. I'm not a member of the team. You would have had a better feel for your teams than I would have when I was covering you. Did you have instances of both where you were kind of convincing yourself to believe, and then other times where you were like, no, this is real, what we're feeling, and we have good reason to feel this good about ourselves as we do?
Yeah, I've always told you that the biggest value that a legitimate franchise quarterback gives you is you have 53 dudes that believe you can win every game. And there may have been a few instances, tough road games maybe, that you'd think everything will have to fall your way. But there was not one game that I suited up when I was with Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback that I didn't believe we were going to win. And is maybe that somewhat delusional? Maybe a little bit. And maybe if I look back and really think on the 05 season when we started off and things started sliding, did I then think, oh, boy, what's going to happen? I still believed we'd win. And it's probably completely delusional. But the biggest value that a quarterback of that ilk gives you is you have that advantage that you have everybody believing we'll find a way. So I don't think there was ever a time where I walked into a stadium and thought, we're screwed. Never once. That includes Baltimore when we get beat 48-3. Until we started getting our blanks beat in, I thought we'd beat them. And because you have to be a bit delusional to play this game. You need to have that confidence. If you don't have that confidence, who the hell is going to have that confidence? Now, you can ask Joe Thomas. You can ask guys that played with teams that were constantly rotating quarterbacks.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm certain they'd have a different answer than what I'd have.
Yeah, no, I agree. Did you guys, were you as blindsided, and I know you were injured that season, as was everybody else, but when I look back on Michael Vick coming to Lambeau, like, you guys were so decimated with injuries. You went into New York to play the Jets. Was it Chad Pennington and Wayne Krebetz, I think? If you won, you got the number 1 seed. You ended up getting blown out. You end up as the 3. You play at home against the Falcons. They come in, they block a punt, they beat you. Like, you guys, that I would love to have known what that 2002 team would have been had it not lost everyone and had Mike Flanagan playing left tackle, because that had a chance to be a pretty damn good football team. Did you sense the vibe there was kind of, we got to convince ourselves we can do this, or not really?
No, I mean, I think we never lost a home playoff game until then. I don't
True.
think there was anyone that thought we were going to get beat. And obviously that wasn't the case. So that's why I think vibes are great. Vibes are awesome. And it's much better to have great vibes than bad vibes. And I'm certain not everybody felt the same way as I did. I'm very confident of that. But I can also assure you a vast majority of the guys did.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see if that vibe is right or not. We'll find out on Saturday night, and maybe I'll be on Green Bay game night in the wee hours of the morning driving back to Green Bay saying,
You're not staying over, huh?
You're
not going to stay over?
Well, I just want to make sure that if for some reason...
They let you sleep in the press box if you're really grinding away, or they kick you out?
I don't know. I've never tried. That's an interesting question.
That might be
I would
something.
assume not.
Take a nice sleeping bag.
Upon.
Get you a little big old water jug.
A little
pack some
inflatable pillow.
snacks.
Yeah.
Work all day. Get up. Work there. Finish. Grab yourself a 5-hour nap and head home.
I am curious how
feed
things
you.
will play out.
Lord knows they feed you there. You could, kind of squirrel some stuff away.
I will tell you this. That was
do.
in all the years I've gone to Chicago over the last 30 years, and I didn't go to every single one, but almost every single game. The food was the best it's ever been in the press box. So I'm expecting. I go in with high expectations for Saturday night.
I also clean out the fridge night. All the leftovers.
Shredded cheese.
Yeah.
Bet you they got shredded cheese. The cheese graters that they
with
got.
those foam graters. Yes. I go in expecting the Packers to win, and as you mentioned, Bears fans go in expecting the Bears to win. We'll see who ends up being right. I can tell you this: you're always right when you go with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to replace your windows.
And for your New Year's resolution, the sky is the limit with Pella's 0% interest for 4 years finance offer. No payments, no interest for 4 years. Think of everything you can do in 4 years. College degree. Raise your toddler until they're ready for school. Vote. Your kid could vote. That's where I'm at next election. My kid will be able to vote. He's driving. Now, what a world we live in. That's how long 4 years goes. Start your journey towards meeting your personal goals and enjoy Pella's highest quality products with exclusive features and custom made for your home. This deal ends January 31st, so schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Jeff Hafley spoke yesterday. We will touch
you got
on
a man
his
crush, boy. You got yourselves a man crush, you do. Posting videos immediately after, getting hundreds of thousands of views.
It's adorable.
And I almost feel like you're smitten with him. Like, look at you. That's the biggest smile you've had in years.
No, that's not true.
Since that furry deal. Since you were dressed up as the furry dude.
That's Paula smiling in that one. He and I
have
I
bet
great
you were smiling under that furry. Who are you kidding?
There's definitely a smiling guy under there.
You're smiling under there,
yeah.
Elmo.
Ear to
you
ear.
think, Hansy? Old Hansy McGee there, Elmo. Yeah, look at you smiling.
Are you done?
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
He's got one more. I think he's got one more.
I don't know if I do. I was the Handsy McGee might have been a bit too far.
I do have to confess that when I would wear those costumes for events, and we did it there I am with Rob Vogel and his lovely wife Luann and their son, who is now fully a grown man. Every time we would take a picture, I would still smile underneath the Grover head or the Elmo head, which of course you can't see my face, so I don't know why I would do that. It was just a Pavlovian thing. All right, I want to get enough about this. We got to get into Hafley, not just his candidacy, but again the vibe coming from him and what the expectation is for this defense, because there's a lot. This defense has a lot to prove after the way things played out in the last minute and a half of regulation and overtime in Chicago, and then the way they played against Baltimore. We'll get to all that coming up. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Now, I had the privilege of playing for the Dallas Cowboys. I came into the league drafted by Bill Parcells and Jerry Jones, played 4 years down there, made the playoffs a couple of years, came to New York, won a Super Bowl. God bless the 2011 season. The celebration we had 2012, that offseason, was amazing. But that feeling that offseason, I had that feeling every single day as a Dallas Cowboy. And we didn't win a damn thing.
Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
And not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. Right now, you can get Pella windows at a discount with Siding Unlimited. Yes, end-of-the-year pricing is a discount right before the 2026 price increases, saving you big money on your project right now. Buy now, install in spring, and lock in. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Wilde and Tausch back with you. Jesse, what did somebody call Tausch in the YouTube comments?
Buzz Killington.
I hope you're good enough that you have that up on the video stream already. I can't see, but I'm guessing you will. How am I killing the buzz? Because Jason is euphoric about the vibe that the locker room has.
I'm not euphoric. I'm just reporting the vibe.
You said the vibes are awesome, is what you said.
They are.
And Tausch is over here 2 days before a wild card playoff game against the Bears saying, we haven't beat anybody in 2 years.
No, listen, man. I don't know if there's anybody that wants to beat the Bears. I mean, obviously the team and the coaches and the players. I don't like the Bears. Nobody that's a Packer fan likes the Bears. You can respect them, but I don't want to go through an off season, man. Like, I'm selfish when it comes to this job in the regards of narratives are what they are. And we're going to talk about the narratives and how fans are feeling. And I'm telling you right now, if this goes south Saturday night, we are in for a long off season of negativity. I don't want to be about that life. So selfishly, I don't want any part of it. I want us to smoke the Bears and shut everybody up. I think it's going to be a tough ball game. And I think for me to be Buzz Killington, because Jason comes in here today telling me how great the vibes are, that's awesome. I love that the vibes, I want those guys to believe all that. But I also have to look at this thing realistically and say, confidence is a huge part of confidence is everything in sports, man. Talent's great, but if you don't have confidence to go with it, confidence is built off of success. And this team's had success this year, but they haven't had anything for a while. And you have a lot of guys that have not played much. These are just facts. So I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your blank. I'm not going to. I think the Chicago Bears are going to give us a very good game, and I think the Packers are better and will win. And I haven't made my prediction yet, but I believe the Packers are going to go down to Chicago and win. But I'm not going to be naive enough to sit here and say it's going to be easy, and because our vibes are great, that we're going to go smoke them, because I do question what is behind this great vibration that the Green Bay Packers are vibing on in the locker room. I think that's a fair question to ask. And you can call me Buzz Killington all you want. That's the question I have.
With this green and gold fix, I'm Buzz Killington.
To mediocrity and beyond. All right. So,
well, Jason, how else can you describe this season but mediocre?
All right. So a couple things. First of all, breaking news from the NFL: the Dolphins have fired Mike McDaniel.
Oh,
which they said they weren't going to do. And now that John Harbaugh is available, they are doing it. Mm-hmm. I find that to be very interesting.
Retirement job.
Secondly, look, as has been pointed out, when there are not Buzz Killington references, look, the Packers defense has to show up. The YouTube comments point out that have they faced Rome Odunze all year?
I don't think so.
They have
I don't
not.
think he played neither.
Burden suffered an injury a couple weeks ago. He's going to be back. Look, the secondary's got to be on point. My game day story is going to be on Keyshawn Nixon because He has.
Did you get him to talk? Did you get him to talk?
We did. Yes.
Nice.
It was very nice. And then he was mad that he didn't get the Mully Award. He's been here 4 year. I said, hey, well, don't let Nate Hobbs prevent you from talking after a game. So
I bet you didn't say that.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't. I said, well, maybe next year.
It would have been funny to say that to him. His reaction should have been, I don't know what the hell I was doing, letting that happen.
Yeah, he and I have a very good relationship with him, and he is very good with the media when he speaks. He also swears a lot, so it's tougher on the folks that have to post audio of that. So, speaking of good relationships, you're teasing me a little bit. I do want to play this because if you're going to accuse me of having a man crush on Jeff Hafley, I feel like I was flirted with yesterday. Because
he flirted with you.
Yeah. So I arrive for Rich Bisaccia. All three coordinators referenced this. So we do not have assigned seats in the media auditorium. But there was a out-of-town reporter from Chicago who he has no idea. I wasn't mad at him. I wasn't skulking around. How dare you sit in my seat?
It's always the out-of-towner.
You got bumped up.
So he sat in my seat, so I get there and I go sit somewhere else, and Bisaccia's first. He's like, Wilde, what are you doing? Why are you sitting there? Well, there's somebody by. Then the guy left. And so then you're faced with the decision of, okay, do I move back to my normal seat or do I stay where I am?
He was only there for Bisaccia? He left for the other two?
I don't, like, yes. I'm not here to judge how other people do the job.
I'm telling you right now, I'm nervous about our punt return. It's Saturday. I'm nervous.
I'm also nervous about your punt and kickoff coverage. No Bo Melton, no Zane Anderson. They might be getting Nick Neiman back. But
I don't think I feel as bad
as
I did before that San Fran playoff game, but it's closer than I'd ever thought I'd want to say it is again.
You really are a Buzz Killington.
That punt return, it's been a hot potato all year. I just got I'm nervous about Romeo coughing one up.
Yeah, it's fair.
I am.
It is a fair statement. Fair. So anyway, Hafley arrives to find me in a different location. And again,
why didn't you get up and go sit back in your chair?
Because the guy left as Bisaccia left the podium, and then Hafley walked in, so I didn't want to be moving as that transition was occurring. So I just stayed put. And here's what happened.
Who do you sit next to? Do you sit next to
I don't
Demo,
sit by anybody. I don't like anybody. I'm a loner.
I know that.
A rebel. Yeah. Well,
I would have thought one of your brethren would say, hey, that's Jason's chair.
Nope.
But no?
Nope.
Okay.
That didn't happen.
All right, continue.
So
what a deal you guys got going over there.
So it's like Lord of the Flies over there. So Jeff Hafley comes in, and this is what happens.
Not in the right seat. Someone took your seat?
Then he left, so would you be more comfortable?
Do you guys have assigned seats? Is that like how we are in meetings? Can you believe he's sitting there?
It's kind of like high school.
How would it be? You know what I'd really like if one day I came in and you were right in the front row.
Maybe next week.
I'm just so used to as soon as I come in, Rob, are you okay with that?
I like my seat. If anybody took it, I'd hit him in the back of the head.
Tough guy.
I'll tell you what. I really appreciate you guys because no matter what kind of day I'm having, I come in here and I always get a smile to start. So thank you.
I think you're the first defensive coordinator who's ever said that.
I mean it. We got a good group here, so I appreciate everything for this year, and hopefully we got a couple more weeks to come here. All right.
Setting the stage for something he'll be saying later.
He's a deuce and B. Go get that head job, Jeff.
Baltimore, line one.
Beyond the self-servingness of, hey, the defensive coordinator noticed I wasn't in my seat, Tausch, this is why I sent it to our group. You can see how good he is at connecting with people. Like, I've covered a lot of coaches, and some of them are more understated or they have really dry senses of humor, like Joe Philbin. Every coach has a different personality, but you can see that he has that knack for connecting. And that, again, selfishly, I would love for him not to get a head coaching job. Being great with the media and being great in front of TV cameras is not the number one priority for hiring a guy.
Not
Bill
for
Belichick,
anything but you.
among them. But you can see he knows how to command a room, and I'm eager to see how his interviewing process goes, but we'll have to wait and see. The other reason I wanted to play that is because hopefully we got a couple more weeks. That is not what he said later on when we discussed his love for having been in Green Bay. I know some people thought they heard past tense. I did not while I was sitting there. I want to play that coming up after Tausch tells us about prize picks.
Well, it's January, which means routines are back. Sports action never slows down. You got big football matchups, playoff intensity every week, and elite hoops every night. And when there's this much going on, it always feels good to be right, and that is especially on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made simple. Pick at least 2-player projections, more or less, and you're done. No drafts, no waiting. Talking lineups you can make in under a minute. You got college football playoffs rolling. NBA had a big night from Giannis last night. You got Steph. You got all of that action. That's not even starting with all of the NFL playoff action you got going. You also can stack. Pick the same player up to 3 times in one lineup. Points, assists, and threes all together, only on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI, and you'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good
to be right. All right, I want to get to what Jeff Hafley said. It was in an answer about his time in Green Bay, but the walk-off is worth seeing if you haven't seen it on social media or somewhere else, because, again, I think it plays into the vibe of this team, but it also gets us into the conversation about this defense has to come to play, and they deserve the criticism they've received for some of their performances, regardless of how likable Jeff Hafley is. Last question. Who is our Photoshop guy? Is it Greg? Is that the guy on Twitter that does
Greg's
this for us?
our Photoshop guy. Yeah.
Here's what I want, because I want you to take a cartoon Buzz Lightyear. I want you to put Tausch's face on him. And I want us to mass produce Buzz Killington T-shirts that say "To Negativity and Beyond." And all the proceeds go to the American Family Children's Hospital. We'll get to work on that. We'll also hear from Jeff Hafley again next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Don has spoken.
You've got a combination quarterback. You don't have to hang your hat on just throwing or just running the ball. That could add so much to our offense. I'm excited.
Listen to the Barry Alvarez Show, Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've told you for a while about how much I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and it's especially great around the holidays. Now huddle up. The holidays just got a game changer. Pizza Hut's Triple Treat Box is back with 2 medium pizzas, breadsticks, and a dessert starting at $19.99. It's an easy way to feed the family and still be ready in time for kickoff. The Triple Treat Box, only at Pizza Hut. Order online at pizzahut.com or in the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
It's all about the green and gold and nonsense on Kyle, Brust, and Nordman.
This is the biggest game of the LaFleur tenure. There's no doubt about it. It wasn't the Cowboys game. It wasn't the Eagles game last year. I could even make an argument it's the biggest game of LaFleur's tenure.
Kyle, Brust, and Nordman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Badger fans, get ready to give back and chuck some pucks. Join Wisconsin Men's Hockey Friday, January 9th as the Badgers host Chuck a Puck, presented by BMO when they take on Alaska Anchorage at 7 p.m. Donate new or gently used recess equipment for the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County to earn your chance to throw a puck on the ice after the game and win prizes like a Wisconsin hockey jersey, signed sticks, or 2026-27 season tickets. Get your tickets to the game now and learn more at uwbadgers.com.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution, and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
It's on to the playoffs.
It's a clean slate.
In Chicago.
When you get to the postseason, everybody's 0-0.
Get ready and react this Saturday with Green Bay Game Day and Game Night, starting at 4 p.m. right here on ESPN Madison.
Couple of corrections, mostly of me. Per Lizalicious09, who I go to for all of my television references, Liz points out that Buzz Killington is a Family Guy reference / character. Jesse, did you know that?
I had heard it. I haven't watched Family Guy in a long time, but I do recall the character in the show.
Sarah's not even listening to the show today, and she just called me and said, "Why did someone just text me Sarah Killington?" And I said, "I don't have a clue why someone would text."
Well, because she's married to Buzz Killington.
That's her new name.
No, and then she's like, "Well, what was your last segment about?" And then I'm like, "Oh." I guess that's
you needed some help putting that together?
Well, no, I did, but I just none of it made any sense. Like, why would they go to there? I mean, Sarah's not the one saying the Packers lost 4 in a row, and you know what I mean?
Does she think the vibes are good heading into Chicago?
I haven't asked her, so I don't know. I don't know where Packer fans' vibes are. I think there's a very strong confidence, but I'm going to say this, and this is, I know I feel this way. I was confident on top of confident heading into that game against the Bears at Lambeau, and the Bears showed me something that game. Now, the Packers won that one, and then obviously I actually felt better about how we played in Chicago, and we lost that one.
Mm-hmm.
So my confidence is not as strong as it was a month ago. That's just how I feel. And that doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. I still believe we're a better team, and I think we have a better quarterback. And I think we have a better defense. I think they have a better running game. We'll see what ends up winning. That's how I feel. Buzz Killington.
Again, I appreciate everyone's feedback. I am not telling you.
I don't think you do, though. You say that, but I don't actually
guarantee you he doesn't appreciate this feedback.
But you don't appreciate it. Just speak your mind. You hate it, right?
I don't know what the fan base's vibes are, so let's find out. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Look, I'm not. That's great. The vibe ain't what Wilde says. Fine. Great. Were you in the building? I'm just telling you what the vibe is. And look, I don't want to be this guy, but I have done this for a little while. I've been around teams.
Someone told me.
I've been around teams that one of our friends of our show was planning his ride share of a private jet back to Florida after the season ended before you guys even played a game. And I overheard in the locker room, didn't report it because it would have been a big to-do, but it wasn't said to me directly. It was not on the record. So I did not think that was the right thing to do at the time. I will never name the player. But
I think I know.
The vibe was not great that season. So I'm not guaranteeing a victory. Vibes don't mean, if I could swear, I would say the S word. Vibes don't mean blank here. But sometimes they do. And I'm just trying to tell you what it is like in that locker room right now. Now, I don't think it's false confidence. They could be wrong. They could be as confident, but as Jeff Hafley said
so
also
if they're
yesterday,
wrong, Jason, if they're wrong, is that false confidence?
No, I don't think they're convincing themselves to have a good vibe.
Okay.
If they go out and get beat, and they actually get beat by the Bears because the Bears play better, as opposed to the way they got beat by the Bears the last time, which I think they are convinced was them losing, not the Bears winning, then it doesn't matter what their vibes are. I'm not here as some sort of fortune teller to tell you, oh, the vibes are great, they're going to win. That's not what I'm saying. But I am in the building. I am around them. I do talk to them. I'm telling you the vibe that they are giving off. And it's not just one person. It is a host of people. The conversation with Josh Jacobs yesterday. Look, motivation is great. Execution is better. So they have to do it on Saturday night. But
how would you power rank vibes, motivation, and execution if you were power ranking?
Well, first of all, I just want to say this. For a team that has lost 4 in a row, they do not feel at all. I have been around teams that have lost 4 in a row. They don't feel that way. They don't. So
do they feel it's fluky? Do you think they feel like it's a fluky 4-game losing streak?
Yeah, I do. I do think they think that. Yes, I do.
Because
I do.
I actually agree with you when you were going through it. The Ravens game, no fluke about it. We got our brakes beat in. And that happens in the NFL. The Vikings game, as I told you, and you were trying to prop it up as some big ordeal, it was a nothing burger. I don't care one lick about that game. I didn't care about it when it was scheduled, as we saw how it was going to go. The Bears game we gave away, and the Broncos game was lemony snickets, a series of unfortunate events. So I don't disagree with you, but I also know, and there is a difference between not all 4-game losing streaks are the same. This would constitute a goofy run-up. The Ravens game is the one that's most concerning. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Denver, with the injuries, even more so. But I get what you're saying, and if I'm in that locker room, I am on that horse making sure you and all of your media folks are putting out the same thing, because I do believe those guys believe it. I'm not saying it's false confidence, but I'm also saying 4 games in a row and not playing for 3 weeks, there's going to be some doubt. I don't care how great your vibe is. When you don't go 3 weeks in an NFL season, which, as I've told you a billion times, blank happens quick, man. Things change. We went from being the division-winning 2 seed to being a tie away from not being in the playoffs. So all of that can be true, but there's no doubt they have a strong vibe that they got a good football team. But there is some doubt when your quarterback hasn't played in 3 weeks, your tackle hasn't played. You know, there's a litany of things that I would also have not high concerns about, but I wonder how the game's gonna start. Because you don't just snap your fingers in this league and say everything's back to normal when you go from regular season intensity to postseason intensity. That's another thing to deal with. That's all.
Yeah,
you can Buzz Killington me you want. That's my point.
It's a good point. I am not betting my children's college funds on the Packers winning. I am not assured and guaranteeing a victory. I would like to get to what Jeff Hafley said.
Will you wear a cheese grater if they lose?
No, and I'm not jumping in Lake Michigan and all this. No, I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Okay.
Why do people keep wanting to jump in Lake Michigan?
I don't know. Go jump in a lake. Go boo
Well,
at
if
a
you're
bar.
going to jump in a lake, the Great Lake, I've told you this many times, Superior is the great jump-in lake. It is.
Would you be so kind as to tell us about Annex Wealth Management so we can get to the
I
audio?
appreciate
from
you. I don't know if I like your vibe when I just got done talking about the Great Lakes to jump in. I told you go up to Madeline Island up there. I don't love camping outdoors. I do it once a year. I would camp outdoors with the soothing sound of Lake Superior rattling up against my tent. I would do that. I would. Now, what do you want me to do? Talk to you about Annex? Is that what you said?
Yes.
You want to go camping up at Lake Superior? You want to get a little
don't.
nest egg put away? A lot of people make New Year's resolutions. Many of them, they crash and burn, and sometimes it's a lack of discipline. A lot of times it's bad advice. Get on Instagram, TikTok. You start guiding decisions off of internet experts. Well, sooner or later, for most people, it might take a talk with an expert. And if you have a resolution that deals with your money, your earnings, your investments, talk to experts, and I got the team at Annex Wealth Management. That's the experts you need to talk to. I've been over there. Their facility and their resources that they have are top-notch. They have a team of experts ready to listen and talk you through your financial goals at Annex Wealth Management.
More vibes.
I didn't decrescendo
next.
enough. What was?
There's not a there. Again, they're an awesome partner. I'm invested with them. We love them. The decrescendo of that read is a little bit tricky for me. I'm not always sure you're done.
Being a little bit of a Buzz Killington to his Annex Wealth Management message there.
Yeah, his vibe's crappy on that one from Jason. We'll get better.
More vibes next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Go to annexwealthmanagement.com. I'll have to figure something out like that. We'll get it.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. Well, it's a new year, and that means new goals. And Iron Jock is here to help you stay committed to those goals. Whether you're hitting the gym, heading to work, or just trying to smell a whole lot better in 2026, Iron Jock gear has you covered. Formulated to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, Iron Jock keeps you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. And right now, you can get 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Just use promo code ESPN30. That's ESPN30 for 30% off your order over $75. Shop now at ironjock.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Frustrations and confusion following Una Vajagic entering the transfer portal. Head coach Kelly Sheffield believing the outside hitter was given false information from an outside source.
That for some reason it got into her head that her role wasn't the right way, and then very upset that our incoming players were making more money than her. And I said, that is ludicrous. We were clearly being sabotaged.
This episode of The Kelly Sheffield Show, streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
You have to be smarter and more nimble and more forward-thinking than everyone else, which means you can't be dead last in adding something that is rudimentary in the NIL thing. I'm glad the Badgers are doing it, and I hope this isn't too little too late for the Mac and Fickle era, but what in God's name were we doing the last few years?
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias, streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
We're on the Packers.
This is a crazy season. There isn't a juggernaut.
Because we're on the postseason.
There's not one team that this team can't beat. And as we saw earlier, there's not one team that this team cannot get beaten by.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play Jeff Hafley's walk-off yesterday. Because seriously, I'm trying to think of the last time I saw a coach do a walk-off like that. Other than Denny Green, where he bangs the podium and we let him off the hook. I think when I get too riled up, this thing turns on me. So we're going to play that, and then we're going to take your calls and your texts. Because I am curious where the fan base vibe is. You can choose to believe me. You can choose not to believe me when it comes to that locker room vibe and the way players are presenting themselves. Maybe they're all faking it. Maybe they're like, oh, my God, the Bears are so much better than us, and we're going to get our brakes beat in. But I'm going to pretend like we're not worried. But the bottom line is, I'm telling you that that's the vibe that I get. And yeah. I don't ask for much around here, but I have spent a lot of time in the Packers locker room for a long time. So maybe I know a little thing or two about reading people.
You ask for a lot, though, too. Let's not care. You do.
Here's Jeff Hafley. Are you wearing the ladies' shirt again?
Yes, I am. It's comfy. You know what? I like it. It's not a ladies' shirt. I checked the tag again.
They got shoulder pads? Do you have shoulder pads?
It does not have shoulder pads. It's a nice shirt. I like the shirt. It's a comfy shirt. It works well with the Packers sweatshirt I was wearing today. It's a little toasty in here, though. And all the ladies in the office say it's not a lady's shirt. So I don't care what Becca or any of you say. It's not a lady's shirt.
Interesting that Becca, though, it's at our camp. Here's Jeff Hafley wrapping up his Q&A session with reporters yesterday.
Jeff, can I ask you that same question in a different way?
You can ask me any question you like, because even if I said no, you would.
Fair.
But you always phrase it like that, so you set yourself up for me. But I can't wait to see how you ask the same question differently.
Me too. Okay, well, here we go. You don't know what the future holds, and neither do I. But to think about where you were a couple of years ago, you're coaching your own college program. What have these 2 years meant to you? And what do you think about what you've put together with this group, and just what has it been like for you? Because it seems that you're pretty damn passionate about this group that you've been.
Yeah, I love this group. I love being part of the Green Bay Packers, and I never take that for granted every day when I drive in and I get to see Lambeau Field, honestly. I mean, I'm a guy who started coaching Division III football and worked my way up to be a college head coach, and now I'm part of the greatest NFL organization that there is, getting to call the plays. So that is so humbling to me. I love the defensive players that we coach. Like, I love these guys, and I love the staff, and I love working for Matt. And I never take that for granted, not 1 second, which is why when I answer that question, I don't think it'd be fair to anybody in here, anybody a part of this, for me not to give everything I have for this game. Would one day I like to be a head coach again? Absolutely, for sure. But like, just even answering this question for you right now, I just am so grateful and so happy to be here and be part of this. And I've just loved coming to work every single day here. Like, even joking with you guys, like, I know sometimes it's hard and you ask hard questions, but you guys have been incredible. And I mean that. And it's not like that everywhere. So I thank you guys for that. Everything that I have been a part of here, from Goody to Ed to Matt, it's just been like, what a blessing to be here for me and my family. So I appreciate that, and we are not going to be done. So I will see you guys next week.
Bam.
Tausch, when you see that, what do you think?
I love it. He's a leader. I think the way he approaches things, it's not how, I don't know the old quote, it's not how you do everything, it's how you do everything. That's the gist of that quote. He handles his business the way he handles his business, and it's not sometimes, it's all the time. I don't know how you cannot sit through his pressers this year. And by the way, sans a few games, how his team has played. It's one thing to sit here and then your guys go out there and stink. Mm-hmm. That has not been the case. The guys love playing for him. You remember all the Joe Barry, I'm going to go with this guy, and I don't like the way he's covering, I don't like this. How many guys have you heard say any of that this year? Have you heard anybody?
Nope. No, you have not.
I wonder why. Is it maybe because he's taking input, and he also has a system that the guys believe in, and he sells it? And coaching is about selling. You have to sell your vision, and then you have to be able to deliver on your vision. And he's done that, and you can just tell, man, he's been a head coach. This is part of the job, and it's not as important as the scheme and, you know, the understanding your players' talents and utilizing them. But he brings a confidence to a group. And here in Green Bay, when you're this Green Bay is quarterback offensive coordinator driven. It has always been. It's been a hashtag fire this coordinator really since Fritz Shermer. That's what it's been. Haven't seen any hashtag fire Hafleys, and there have been, maybe after Baltimore there should have been a couple,
right?
But he's built up enough goodwill. That's why all this other little stuff matters. The belief that the guys have, it made me that. You want to talk about vibes and why the vibes are good? That's a vibe setter. Loved everything about it.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Jesse has taken some calls. I would love for us to get a few more, because I've told you what my perception is of the vibe in 1265 Lombardi Avenue. It's not overconfidence. It's a resolve. It is a feeling, and it may mean jack squats come Saturday night, or it may mean a hell of a lot. And maybe in that locker room after the game, we're talking about how, look, this is how we felt all year and all week, and we came out and did exactly what we thought we were capable of doing. I don't know what's going to happen. But the question I have now is, what's the vibe that you get as a fan? You're not in the building. You are getting it based on being around your fellow fans, seeing what this team has done. They have lost 4 in a row. I get it. So if your vibe is different than what I'm telling you their vibe seems to be, I understand.
Would you say it's a hanky? Would you say it's a hanky 4-game losing streak? Is that the word used?
Hinky, yeah.
Hinky.
You got to see The Fugitive. It's such a great movie.
I think I should, yeah.
844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. We got to get moving here because we've got Tom Waddle scheduled to appear. Want to remind you that a new year means you need a new mattress. Right now, at Steinhafels, you can start 2026 feeling rested and make an impact while you're at it. All January, stop in Steinhafels and test rest any mattress. For every test rest, Steinhafels donates $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin on top of the $1,000 they donate for every field goal the Packers make, helping create dream bedrooms for kids battling cancer. And then here's the bonus: just for trying a mattress, you get a $20 lunch gift card. Better sleep, free lunch, and a great cause. The January Test Rest events, only at Steinhafels. The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes.
I got a quick question for you, Jason.
We don't have time for that. Write it down.
Okay, we'll get it later.
Oh.
See how I did that?
That was good.
10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is tough, so Metro Ford of Madison makes it easy with mobile service. Metro Ford will come directly to you, home, office, wherever your day takes you. Their Ford-certified techs handle oil changes, filters, batteries, wipers, inspections, and more, all without a visit to the dealership. You stay on schedule, we'll take care of the rest. Call 608-246-3600 today to book your mobile service appointment, and let service come to you. That's Metro Ford of Madison. Visit them at metrofordofmadison.com.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Green Bay Packers continuing preparations as they count down to kickoff Saturday night, taking on the NFC North Division rival Chicago Bears in the wild card round of the NFL playoffs. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock, streaming exclusively on Amazon Prime outside of the Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Chicago local TV markets. Packers remain listed as 1.5-point favorites. Everything you need to get set for Saturday night's game from now until kickoff on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, including Tom Waddle of ESPN Chicago, scheduled to appear in about 30 minutes here on Wilde and Tausch. Basketball, Marquette 66-65 winners at Fiserv Forum over Xavier last night. Tonight, Wisconsin women's basketball undefeated at the Kohl Center so far this season, hosting Purdue. Tip time is set for 6:30. Bucks fall 120-113 on the road against the Golden State Warriors last night.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. What's your vibe? Tausch, did I make you forget the quick question you had, or did you write it down?
No, we'll get back to it.
Okay, you're good.
I appreciate. I know some people are like, boy, that was awkward. I loved it. Stern, fair. You're running a show here.
Yeah, we got Tommy Waddle coming up at 10:30, and we won't get to him on time, of course. But I would like to be respectful of his time, even though I haven't gotten an invitation to be on their show this week, and you were already. Let's go to the phones. 844-770-3776. Let's begin with Reggie in Texas. Reggie, thanks for holding on with Buzz Killington and Wilde and Jesse. How are you feeling? What's your vibe about the Packers?
Well, my vibe is this. I'm feeling good because of the empty red zone trips we had. And I think I'm sorry to use the term we. Sorry, Tausch, I'm not a player. The Packers.
No, you. Hey, we're all Packer backers. We're good.
Okay, well, great. Thank you. I feel if the Pack can convert a few of those. I wanted to weigh in quickly on the whole Buzz Killington thing. Let's not confuse trepidation and concern with negative thought. I think Tausch is just showing the proper restraint and concern that a respectable citizen or responsible adult shows. And as far as the Hafley thing goes, maybe, Jason, keep in mind, we've all had rabble-rousers and class clowns, and the teacher always knows where that class clown and rabble-rouser sits. So don't get too carried away because Hafley knew where you sat.
Nice.
Oh, the rabble-rouser. I like that.
Rabble-rouser.
Big rabble-rouser.
Buzz Killington and rabble-rouser.
I got to tell you, Reggie, you dropped some great – this is a great call. A rabble-rouser, trepidation. Like, as someone who enjoys words, great call. Appreciate it. Tausch, do you have trepidation about this game? Or are you – so you're not brimming with confidence? Rabble-rouser.
As I told you before, the best way I can describe my vibe on this game is I believe we're better and we will win, but I think it's going to be very difficult. And I do not have the same amount of swagger that I had going into the game at Lambeau. I thought the Bears were a team that has found ways to win close games. I think their coach is good. I don't think their defense is that good. I think it's opportunistic, and if you don't turn the ball over, you're going to beat them. I still feel that way, but I am concerned what I saw against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm concerned that the Chicago Bears have averaged 5 yards a carry. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, Jason, against the Pack. I'm concerned that they're giving up 140-some yards to this same team. I'm concerned that the weather's going to suck, and it's built for a game like that. I'm concerned it's at Soldier Field and not in Green Bay. So, yeah, I have trepidation. I do, but I still believe that that's a good-looking picture of me, too.
There you are,
Youthful.
Buzz Killington. That's courtesy of Robert on Twitter. And by the way, he said, here's my buddy Jason. He's the sheriff.
That's pretty good, too. That's really funny. All right, now let's put us side by side, and we'll make a shirt. All right, let's get to another call. 844-770-3776. Let's go to Texas and talk to Mike, and then we'll get to Ann and Mequon. Mike, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. What's your vibe?
The vibe is anything is possible. I mean, I think this is the craziest year we've had in a long, long time. I think they could beat the Bears. I think if they play the Eagles, I think they could beat the Eagles because the Eagles got internal struggles. So anyone can win. I mean, really, I think there's not one team you say, even Seattle, I still don't have a lot of confidence in Seattle because of Darnold. But, I mean, they got the talent, they got the ability, Matt LaFleur, they got experience. So, yeah, why not?
I'm not, none of us here, and Tausch just expressed his trepidation. And, Mike, I know you're a very positive Packers fan. You call all the time, especially on Mondays. It's weird that we're taking some calls on a Thursday. It's throwing everybody off around here, including Evan Cohen, who might hear this later going, they took calls? They never take calls other than Mondays. But, yeah, that's the weird thing about this team, to Mike's point, right, Tausch? Like, I think we run a promo where you essentially say the exact same thing. They're capable of beating anyone, and they're also capable of losing to anyone. And that's what they've shown this season. So I don't know what's going to happen on Saturday night. I'm not pretending that I do. I am just trying to give you a glimpse inside the building as to how people are carrying themselves. And I think Jeff Hafley let a little bit of that out with the banging of the podium and saying, I'll talk to you guys next week. We're not going to be done. Let's get to one more call before we're done with calls for now. Let's go to Ann in Mequon. Ann, good morning. Thanks for holding on. How you doing today? What's your vibe?
Good morning. My vibe is positive. I go back to after we had our first 2-game winning streak, and I forget who the player was that said they thought they could go undefeated.
Shito!
That kind of vibe that I think you're seeing. You're seeing in the locker room, and we have to beat the Bears.
They look. You're 100% right. First of all, there was that vibe after 2 games. They beat teams that had been to the NFC Championship game the previous 2 years. On top of that, Rasheed Walker hasn't spoken to us since. So they are not, and this is, I think, I'm really glad Ann made that comp, because what you don't hear, and why I'm saying that it's more of a quiet confidence and resolve, is Jeff Hafley is the only one who's been outwardly demonstrative and really said something that was even in the same vicinity of Shito's "we could go undefeated." Which, again, I miss talking to Shito. I say hello to him when he goes by, but he has zero interest in having a conversation with us anymore. He is scarred for life. All right, I want to get to a few of your text messages. So you could continue via the Carbless Talk and text line, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We may pick up calls again a little bit later after we've talked to our buddy Tom Waddle. For now, we're going to get to some of your text messages on the Carbless Talk and text line. But before we can do that, Tausch is going to tell us about American Family Insurance.
Oh, I am. I thought I was going to tell you about Iron Jock, and I was trying to figure out what number. Jesse, what number do you think we're going to
Am I in the wrong spot on the show sheet again, or is this one on Old T?
This one's on Old T. We are talking.
This is on,
I'm not even thinking about what number caller we're taking. We're talking about
I'm gonna
American
tell you this.
Family Insurance.
American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of Wilde and Tausch, and for almost 100 years, American Family, they've been committed to making life better with the right home and auto protection, all so you're free to enjoy your dreams. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Your texts next from the Carbless Talk and text line. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every U. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Owen Thomas Barnett.
Thank you for having me, Dennis.
But your name is?
Barney.
Barney, yeah, okay. We got to talk about this. You have the Owen line.
Yes,
so
we
give
do.
a shout out to your line mates in hockey.
Shout out Owen Porter, Owen Cook. Played with me on the Edgewood hockey team since freshman year.
You look at your time here at Edgewood. What is going to stand out, I guess, the most other than maybe a championship?
The people I've met, the memories I've made, just like the whole community aspect at Edgewood is just like no other. I mean, it's really special, and I'm going to cherish everything, all the memories, all the people I've met here through my 4 years as they come to a close. So I'm just grateful to be a part of a community like Edgewood.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. Well, it's a new year, and that means new goals. And Iron Jock is here to help you stay committed to those goals. Whether you're hitting the gym, heading to work, or just trying to smell a whole lot better in 2026, Iron Jock gear has you covered. Formulated to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, Iron Jock keeps you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. And right now, you can get 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Just use promo code ESPN30. That's ESPN30 for 30% off your order over $75. Shop now at ironjock.com. $2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
It's a rivalry game on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania this Friday night. The Lake Mills Elcats square off with their crosstown rivals, the Lakeside Lutheran Warriors, in a must-see boys basketball showdown. Join me, Hunter Vaughn, and the Dean Dennis Summerall this Friday night for Lake Mills versus Lakeside Lutheran. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:45, tip-off at 7:15, live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buckin' Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buckin' Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buckin' Honeys.
The Don has spoken.
You've got a combination quarterback. You don't have to hang your hat on just throwing or just running the ball. That could add so much to our offense. I'm excited.
Listen to the Barry Alvarez Show, Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
I love this funky tune. Buzz Killington. Which, again, I want to apologize to you fans of Family Guy. I have not watched that show. I'm sorry that I didn't get the reference. I personally like Tausch inside of Buzz Lightyear's suit.
Do we like this one from Jackrabbit Mama better than we like this one from Robert?
I think they're both great.
Why is that?
Because he looks so young and handsome.
Yeah.
Jesse, what do you have on the text portion of the talking text line about the vibe among Packers fans?
Matt in Beaver Dam. I told a Bears fan friend from Chicago that we have a bye on Saturday night. He's insane how good he thinks the Bears are this year. I told him they are last year's Vikings. Matt in Beaver Dam. So Matt's vibe's very high.
Yeah, he's feeling pretty good about his team, it would appear.
I like the comp.
They've won a lot of close games. They've lost their last two. No one, and maybe I just haven't seen it from, the Brad Biggses of the world and Dan Wiederer and the rest of my guys that cover the Bears. But is there a negativity about the Bears coming in with a 2-game losing streak? Including losing to a team that had nothing to play for when you played your guys? Or is there not that? Is that not a thing?
No, I think there's probably listen, there's doubt on both sides here. This isn't like you have two extremely confident, like, we're the world beaters going. That's just not, I don't think, where either team is right now. I think this is all based off of you just played 2 games in a month. So you know what's going on, and it's not like, oh, we beat the Bears back in September. Well, September might as well have been 2023. as we're looking at it now. It's a totally different football team on both sides. So I feel like both teams feel very confident, whereas before this series started this year back in early December at Lambeau, the Bears were not confident. None of them were. Waddle, Sylvie, Cap, their fans. I think there was this sense of, we'll see. Yeah, It's been good, but we'll see. Well, now they've seen and they believe. And whether that's a fair thing to do with the way the game's played, I don't know, but they're 1-1, and if you look at this, the last 4 times these two teams have played, it's come down to the last play of the game. That's crazy to me.
It has. You're 1,000% right. And will it happen again on Saturday night? Again, I think the Packers feel like it is their fault it came down to the last play of the game in the last game.
Because it was.
Both games, really.
Well, that's true, too.
That second half, listen, I want to sit here and look at things from a rose and a green-colored glasses. The Bears kicked our keister in the second half at Lambeau.
In Lambeau. Yep,
Flat out.
right.
They were better. That 2 quarters and then the last 3 minutes in overtime, that's been it. We have dominated the rest of that time. We did not do a good enough job in the red zone. Obviously, the last time out, that'll be a huge. But I'm telling you right now, if the Bears don't, if that Bears defense doesn't create turnovers, they're not beating us this weekend. They're not.
From the talk and text line, has Wilde ever been around teams that have lost 4 straight heading into the playoffs, or is this new territory for us? Yeah, there's only been 3 other teams in NFL history that have lost 4 games going into the playoffs.
How many have won a world championship?
No, none. One is yet to be written. Natasha Bedingfield, the Packers. The other 3, the only one of those 3 that won a playoff game after losing 4 in a row going into the playoffs was the 1986 Jets. You never want to be in a conversation with the Jets.
Kenny O'Brien, Freeman McNeil, Joe Klecko.
What is that?
Mark Gastineau?
Can we turn that face into a GIF? Can we do that?
That was my Wilde. That was my Wilde face.
It was a new twist on it, that's for sure.
Was Mark Gastineau part of that crew?
I'll have to fact check that. Who would have been coaching them? Richie Kotite?
No. That old dude with the hat. He wore that funky hat. Freeman McNeil was
Tom Landry.
No, he's the running back.
No, the tailback. Yeah, that's what I just called.
Right, no. Who would have coached them? The answer is Joe
I know.
Walton.
I can't remember his name. He's a
funny
shorter dude
with
he always wore a hat.
Yeah. Joe
like a
Walton.
fedora type hat.
Joe Walton.
Yeah.
Is
he part of the Walmart Walton crew?
No, different Walton. Al Toon of Olsen Toon landscaping fame. Oh, also a great NFL player and great Badger. Was a Pro Bowler on that team.
Well, I think he's known more now for his partnership with
lawn work.
Olsen Toon.
Can he put in some good-looking shrubs? One of the greatest Badgers in history, Al Toon. Mickey Schuler was the tight end. There was another name that I know you wanted to get in there. In terms of their roster and memorable players on there,
wow.
Freeman McNeil was indeed the running back. The elder Marion Barber. His son played in the NFL too, but he was on that team. You got it. Kenny O'Brien was the quarterback. Your defensive lineman, I don't see Joe Klecko or Mark Gastineau on here.
Okay. Who's on there?
Wait, I take it back. They both ended the year on injured reserve. So, yes, they were both there. They're in a different category here on this sheet. Along with Johnny Lamb Jones, who I remember That was one of my favorite players back in the 80s as well for the Jets. But, yes, great pull. I wonder if the 80s Bears that our guy Waddle played on ever played against the 86 Jets. We'll have to find out because Tom Waddle of Waddle and Sylvie fame gives us the feeling he gets of the vibe of the Bears. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution, and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
As of Thursday morning, there's 8 head coaching vacancies in the NFL following the conclusion of the regular season. A popular name to fill one of those slots, Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, who told reporters Wednesday, right now, it's all about the green and gold, at least until the season comes to a close.
I'm just honored to be in those. I think right now with all that stuff, it can be a distraction, so I'm trying to lock in on these playoffs and do the best that we can, and then whenever that time comes, we'll figure it out and go from there.
For now, Hafley's focus is on what was the NFL's third best rushing offense in the Chicago Bears. I'm Alex Stroke.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
It's a new year, and everyone's talking resolutions. Eat better, move more, give up everything fun. Yeah, Carbless says you don't have to do that part, because when you reach for a Carbless, you're choosing a better for you cocktail. With 0 carbs, 0 sugar, only 100 calories, and full of flavor, you can stay on track with your New Year's resolutions without having to commit to dry January. Start 2026 with balance, not guilt. Your goals matter, and your fun does too. Carbless, your New Year's first good decision.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We're on the Packers, because we're on the postseason.
The time these guys get on that bus, it's over. It is a new season, and it is all about the next step.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Joining us now. Well, the Bears are still in Chicago before they move to Gary, Indiana. It is my favorite Bear? I really loved watching Walter Payton growing up. But he's probably still my favorite Bear. Even though they had Tausch on their show and not me. It is the great Tom Waddle on Wilde and Tausch. Tommy, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me today, guys.
So
You're a liar.
I have.
There's no chance that I'm your favorite Bear. No chance. I'm not buying that.
It's a pretty short list.
I agree with Waddle.
No,
I agree with Tommy.
I mean, who would be ahead of him? Like, who do I have relationships with?
When Urlacher joined our show, you said you loved him. Like,
No.
that's just how it goes.
Simone Biles' husband.
No,
Yeah,
no, not
Biles'
Jonathan
husband.
Owens. No.
But lucky will be, I have a short memory and thick skin, so it doesn't bother me.
It's true. I don't have either one of those. So I was telling our fans, some of whom did not appreciate what I considered insight, but they did not, that there is a resolve and a confidence, but not an arrogance, is the vibe I'm getting from the Packers players this week. Now, vibes don't necessarily translate to victories. Those are two different V words. That said, I do think that my taking the temperature, I think it's fairly accurate. We'll see what happens on Saturday night. What's the feeling you and talking with folks that are in Hallis Hall regularly, what's the feeling you get about how the Bears are feeling about this game? Because they've lost 2 in a row, but they still seem to be feeling themselves pretty good.
Yeah, I think that, I think there's an implied trust that exists inside that building, player to player, player to coach. And, I think they created a really nice relationship when the season began. We had no idea what Ben Johnson's response was going to be to this team that won 5 games the season before. But in training camp, basically they coached them up hard. They said, look, trust what we're asking you to do. You'll see return on your investment. And when you do, we'll all find a common place. And I think we saw that. I think the first couple of weeks of the season were very, very difficult. They made some changes. There were some difficult realizations that had to take place with regard to some of the players, and they found common ground and they found a better path. So I think there's an internal confidence, and I'm not so sure, guys, that like they look outside their own building right now. And I don't say that as arrogant, but I do believe there's this feeling that we'll play anyone, anywhere, at any time, and we feel good about ourselves. They're not a finished product by any stretch, but I think that there's this trust and this confidence that exists that this team, this coach, and, specifically the quarterback, the relationship between the quarterback and the coach, I think there's this high level of trust that gives them some confidence internally for sure. And the one thing I would say, Jason, is they have found ways to win football games. And I was thinking about this, before coming on, and I was like, if I was a Packer fan, how would I feel? And I would feel good about your team and your playoff experience. But this year, tell me if I'm wrong, I think you guys have found ways to lose games. I don't know that I've ever seen a season where a team didn't punt in 3 games and lost those games. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys punted once against Denver and lost that game as well. So I think they find strength in the fact that, while they're not a finished product, they found ways to win games.
Boy, that's really good.
Tommy, what do you think, though? Because, we were on a 4-game losing streak here. Last week, I don't really count. Your team has found ways to win games, except for the last 2. So where's the confidence level? Is it because this, you make a playoff, everybody will just say, wipe out the regular season. No, it's over. That's done. But how much residual from these last 2 games do you think this group carries over, or is it just let's rock and roll?
I'm with you, Tausch. I'm a believer that momentum is a real thing, especially in the sport. And my actually stepping back to last week's game against the Lions, I was projecting that they were really going to come out, have a good effort, hang a big number on them, and go into the postseason feeling good about themselves, especially after how well the offense played in Santa Clara against the 49ers. Couldn't have been more wrong. They came out flat. They racked up 270 yards and only 16 points against the Lions defense that was giving up 30 a game the last 6 weeks and was missing more than half of their defensive starters. So that was something that really surprised me. I think this team can kind of shrug that off. I think they're still in that, they're in the honeymoon phase with their coaching staff, and they're out of the hell that has been the last couple of years. So they're still, even in difficult moments, I think they still pick and choose some positives to build on. I would say even in the last 2 games, like that offense is going to get in the huddle. If they're trailing by 12 with 4 minutes to go, they still believe they can win because they have found themselves in those situations and found ways to win. Now, they've also come up short, but the fact that there is some proof of concept that, hey, if we find ourselves and we're down by a certain amount, we're not out. And I think they draw some strength from that. But I'll tell you this, if they go into this half, this game at the half without scoring a single point, the way they have the last 2 home games in the postseason, I think you're tempting fate because it's an entirely different animal.
Tommy, when you look at where their defense is, it's the same narrative all year long, right? Oh, they take the ball away. I don't know what to make of where they're at defensively because that may have been my favorite game to watch as someone who wasn't covering it, that 49ers-Bears game a couple weeks ago. That was as entertaining of a game as you could have asked for. Entertain me, as Tausch likes to say, I think, every time. But it was super entertaining. Not if you love defense, though. And then their finale against the Lions, it was a kind of a knockdown, drag-out 19-16 game. Where do you think they're at defensively, and where are they at in terms of their health? Because Lord knows that while some may think that Ben Johnson was not referring to Matt LaFleur not playing his guys when he said, we play football around here. I feel like that might be a naive view of how Ben Johnson operates.
Well, maybe he was talking about Sirianni and the Eagles as well. I mean, maybe there were more than one.
Yeah, maybe.
Which that one didn't make any sense to me. I understood why your guys didn't play. There was no benefit. One, you didn't go anywhere. If you're Sirianni and you win that game, then you would have gotten the number 2 seed and would have had home field for as long as, you wanted. I could not understand it in any way, shape, or form, but I digress. What was your question? I've already forgotten about.
And by the way, because that's why Ben Johnson played his guys. I don't know what Ben Johnson would have done if the number 2 seed was locked up and they had nothing to play for either, but that's neither here nor there. Where do you think they're at health-wise, and where do you think their defense is at?
Yeah, I was trying to ignore the defensive question. I thought we could just skip to something else because they're not good. They're running out of gas. I think I give them credit for their red zone defense, but I also think circumstance is part of the equation as well. I don't think you can rely on the Green Bay Packers marching the ball up and down the field, not punting in a single time in the game, running for 192 yards, beating you with their first-string quarterback or their second-string quarterback, and you're just going to hold them to 0 touchdowns on 5 trips into the red zone. I don't see that happening again. The following week, the 49ers were 5 of 5 in the red zone. And wouldn't you know, last week, the only thing that kept that game close again after the Lions went up and down the field again was the fact that they were 1 of 4 in the red zone. So I think that I give them all the credit in the world. I think that turnovers can be something that the trend can continue throughout the course of a singular season. I don't think that you can connect the dots from the 2025 regular season to the 2026 regular season. I don't think they carry over that far. But during the course of a single season, I think it's infectious. It's really the only way, guys, that they're hanging on. My expectation would be that you'll come out and you'll play a lot of zone. You will hopefully get Kyler Gordon back, but you probably aren't going to have C.J. Garner-Johnson, who has struggled in coverage. Other than that, you're going to have most of your guys. I don't think Jalen Johnson is healthy, or he's certainly not the player he was last year after the surgery he's had. If you want to line up and try and play man coverage and bring 6 or 7 and try to get after Jordan Love, my expectation is you're going to find yourself in the same bind you found yourself up in Lambeau, or you're going to find yourself in the same bind you found yourself when C.J. Gardner-Johnson was covering Dobbs and got beat on that deep ball. So knowing that they have issues, they don't rush the quarterback. Their only statistical, bright light is taking the ball away. No team in the postseason's given up more yards and more points than this Bears defense. Sit back, try to eliminate the big plays, force Jordan Love and that offense to go the length of the field, and hope they either make a mistake, you take the ball away, or they make a mistake in the red zone. I always felt like roll the dice in the red zone if you're a bad defense, because it's more difficult for the offense. It's a confined space, and I think you find more mistakes made. Like I go back to the second game, and Love on fourth down tries to throw this low percentage throw to Christian Watson on the sideline when the guy in the slot is wide ass open, and he just makes the wrong read. And then later in the game, when Willis comes into the game, and on third down, like the Bears defense parts like the Red Sea, and all he had to do was run it into the end zone. He tries to make another low percentage throw. So I think when you get into the low red zone, there are times where even efficient offenses are more prone to make mistakes. And that's where the Bears have come up, rolling sevens.
So, Tommy, you just gave a great overview of your defense, struggling to rush the passer. I think Green Bay feels really good. They're going to move the football. It's going to come down to can they score in the red zone, not turn it over. On the flip side of that, and I told you guys this yesterday, I think the concern level that we have is we just watched the Baltimore Ravens run the ball down our throats, and then you guys reminded me of you guys averaged 5 yards a carry. And even in that game at Soldier Field, it didn't feel like you guys had much flow until the end of the football game. But the goal of this game for you has to be jam it down your throat. Don't give the Green Bay Packers a ton of opportunities. Control the game like you did against Philadelphia in a really impressive way. That's got to be the formula Saturday if it's going to be the Bears bearing down.
Yeah, Tausch, just even set aside the offensive element of what you just described, which I agree with 100%. This defense that we just talked about over the last 3 weeks has been on the field an average of 36 minutes per game and has had to defend 70 plays per game. They're giving up 419 yards per game the last 3 weeks. As I said, they're running on empty. So what's the best way